Hi guys, it's me, Trudy Lee. How's everybody doing? I'm doing pretty good. I have to say, it is nice outside. It's 79 degrees and it's the middle of the afternoon, so perfect. I don't have my air conditioning running, so I'm happy. Hopefully my bill will start going down. Last bill was $400, so it's still pretty high, but hopefully this next one will be a lot lower. I got both my dogs. I don't know if y'all can see them. Can you see them? There's one dog there and another one here. So the big dog, 125-pound dog, is laying here in my room. He's staying really close to me. He was very naughty last night. He got out right before bedtime. It was, gosh, probably midnight. And we were going to bed and my daughter wasn't home and they sleep in her room. But before I put them in the room, I always let them out. They wanted to go out. And he got loose, little stinker. I should have known. Anytime he really wants out, he just wants to run off. So he got loose, and I couldn't get him back in the house. But he stays around the house. He's just barking at whatever he can see. So he's out there barking, barking, barking. And I text my daughter, your dog's loose. I can't get him in. I'm going to bed. I went to sleep. I went to bed and went to sleep. She didn't come home till 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, I did several times go out there and try to get this dog in. And every time he would see me, we have 3 acres. So every time he would take a look at me, he'd hightail it down. It's very wooded. So he would go down into the woods and run off. I was afraid he'd get tangled up with a porcupine. He's done that twice. And it's very expensive to take your dog to the emergency vet to have porcupine quills removed. I think last time it cost about $1,000. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. So anyway, he wouldn't listen to me. And my daughter came home at 3 o'clock and he's just sitting right out there. She has her own personal door to her side of the house to go into. And he was just sitting right there waiting for her. So it was no big problem. And he was fine. Thank goodness. He didn't get hurt. But when my husband got up, he looked at him and he goes, "You're a bad dog." And he knows that he did something wrong. So now he doesn't want to be close to my husband, so he's in here in the room. He's staying real close to me. Nobody listens to me. The cat doesn't listen. The dogs don't listen. Nobody listens. Nobody's afraid of me. I think it's just that energy, you know. I can yell at them, but they don't listen. Nobody listens. So they're not afraid of me. They're going to stay here close to me after they were naughty. The other dog didn't follow him and get loose. She's the one that originally was my dog, and she's now I share her with my daughter. So she doesn't want to run off. She wants to be with the family, with the people, with us. So she doesn't take off with him. So she's like, "Nah, you want to run off? Go ahead. I'll stay here with you." She'll tell me. She'll bark and say, you know, she's a little narc. We call her the little narc. She always comes and tells on him. When he gets out, she'll come and bark and tell us he's gone. So this morning I took out Addie Cat. I took her out, and she's been going into the kennel. We have a kennel on this side. And that's okay. It's all fenced in. And I think, well, that she wants to get in the grass. She wants to look around. Fine. So I've been letting her get into the kennel. But now it's like all she wants to do is get in the kennel. And then she's just going round and round looking for a way to get out of the kennel. And so I can't even relax. So this morning I put some pots on the deck where she couldn't just jump off. She likes to jump off onto the stairs and jump down because there's a gate and everything is closed. So I put some pots of plants strategically in her way where she couldn't just rush down there. So every time she jumped up there, I told her, "Get down," and she would get down. She did listen to me. She listens to Johnny a lot better, though. But so we just sat out on the deck for like an hour, and she just got inside one of the potted plants and stayed there. I think she was mad, but she got to go out anyway. So I'm getting ready for our cruise. You know, I told you we're going on a cruise October 22nd. We'll be gone for a week. Caribbean cruise to Honduras, Belize, Cozumel. So I've just been getting everything ready for that. It's exciting. You know, I haven't been on a cruise. I haven't been on a cruise in 19 years. Isn't that weird? 19 years ago, we went on a cruise. So that's a long, long time. And we went to the Caribbean. We went to Cozumel once before and to, somewhere else, I forget. But So um, the when we stop in Cozumel, I'm just gonna like play it by ear. I didn't pick an excursion because we've been there before, so we're gonna just kind of go out and go shopping and just have a little fun when we go there. But for Belize, we're going to Belize. I did do the Mayan ruins excursion, a sightseeing tour for Belize, and then for Honduras, we are going on. We're going in the jungle. We're gonna do the little monkeys and sloth. You can take pictures with them and pet them, and then we go snorkeling, and then we have some beach time. So that's the excursions that I picked. Now today I started thinking and thinking about it, and I've watched a lot of videos about cruising and stuff, and they're saying you should go ahead and buy travel insurance. So I went ahead and bought some travel insurance this morning, because if any little thing happens, it could be a huge expense, or, something gets delayed, or if a hurricane is coming and it gets delayed, or we can't go for some reason, then I have travel insurance. So it wasn't bad. It was only $85. So I think it's worth it just to make sure, everything's okay. If for some reason one of us got sick and had to be, taken off the boat, it'll cover all that. So that's good, because Medicare isn't covered in other countries. My husband's on Medicare, so I went ahead and got that. So I feel a little bit better. I feel like I'm taking care of everything. I'm usually not in charge of these things. I don't usually make travel plans. It's always been my husband that's done it, so it's new for me. So anyway, all right, enough about me. That's what's going on with me. I can't quit thinking about it. I've been on a diet too, you guys. If you're going to go on a cruise and you're going to eat like crazy, probably buffets and all that. I've been on a diet now for a few weeks, and I've lost a few pounds. Oh, my husband, he reads all the comments, and he came to me and he said, I just read a comment. Guess what? You got a facelift. Me and him laughed so hard about that. Somebody commented, and thank you very much. I'll just take that as a compliment. Said, I know you had a lift. I can tell by the side of your face. I was blessed with a very long neck. My daddy had a long neck. My mom, she has a real short neck, and she has a huge gobbler. I mean, huge. She's got a major gobbler. And I never wanted that. Of course, whatever you see is what, I don't want that. No, thank you, Mom. Don't give that to me. But I have a really long neck, so I'm lucky to look tighter, maybe because I have a long, skinny neck. So I don't know, good and bad. I look taller in pictures. You know what I mean? When you're standing next to somebody, you look taller, but if you really look, like, my shoulders down lower, my head's up higher. So it's kind of weird looking. But anyway, I'll take it. I haven't had a lift. I haven't had a doctor mess with me at all. If you know me, if you really know me, and my husband does know me so well, I would not go to a doctor. I went to the chiropractor because of the insurance thing. I had to go, and I did. I didn't let her adjust my neck, though. I let her massage it, and she was a female. I got major issues about strange men touching me, doctors touching me. I'm super weird. My husband knows it. That's why it's so funny. Um, I only go to a doctor if I'm on death's door or bleeding. If I need stitches, I'll go. I hit my head on my cabinet. I think that was the last time I went and had something done, because I was talking on the telephone to my sister, and it was years ago. And we were renting a house, and there was a counter with cabinets, and I jumped up on it because back then the phone was attached to the wall. And so I jumped up on the counter to sit on it, and I grazed my head on the corner, and I saw stars for the first time. If you hit your head hard, you do see stars. And I was talking to her, and I was like, I'm really seeing stars. And all of a sudden, blood started dripping down. So I had gashed my head wide open. So I had to go get staples. Anyway, I would only go to the doctor if I was bleeding or dying. And I don't have the money to do a facelift, but if I ever had the money to do it, I might would do it. And if I did, I would share it with you guys. So anyway, thanks for the compliment. I haven't had a lift, but I'm, I'm sure I could use one. All right, so I really wanted to talk about some of these Senate races, and I'm going to talk about a few, and I think tomorrow I will do a few more. So I'll do a few at a time because it's too much all at once. So there's a lot of things going on. I did a meditation, I tried to get some information, and I'm just going to tell you the first one that came up was Florida. Now we're hearing a lot about Florida, and that may be why. Florida's in the news a lot. There's a lot going on. That's where Trump is. That's where the hurricane hit. So when I meditated on Marco Rubio, this is what I'm getting. He's spending a lot of money. And you guys, I actually haven't looked up these races. I don't know what's happening in these races. I honestly don't. But this is what I'm being shown, that he's spending a lot of money. They're showing me like him with a little purse, and it's just for me to say that. So it's a little purse, a little flowery purse, just showing that he's spending money. So maybe he's putting out a lot more ads than Val Demings. I don't know. I'm not in Florida, but that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing he's spending lots of money. I don't know. I'm seeing like a dog barking. So I don't know. He's like a dog barking a whole lot. So I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe he's barking a whole lot. And I'm wondering if does he have children? Does he have a girl? I'm seeing a little girl. I don't even know if he has a little girl or not. I haven't looked it up. I should have. I should have looked it up, but I don't know. She's just looking at him like, kind of like with sad eyes. This little girl's just looking at him really sad. And it's not that this little girl understands what's going on, but her higher self knows what's going on. And that happens with everybody. And there's some disappointment in her eyes. You know what I mean? That's what I'm seeing. There's just disappointment. He's a product of immigration himself, and he's not honoring his heritage, unfortunately. I don't know if that has any bearing on if he gets elected or not, but he's not honoring his heritage. Val Demings, I think she's probably older than Marco Rubio. Again, I don't know for sure, but I feel like she probably is, because I've seen her, but I don't know for sure. But she has young energy, even though she may be older than him. It's like, I'm ready to race. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get things done. But on the other hand, she's a little skittish about some things. She is really concerned about the next generation, the younger people, and the environment. And also, she's a very smart lady. She's got it all together. And they're showing me like Val Demings' hands and Marco Rubio's hands. Marco Rubio has dirty hands. His hands are dirty. And Val Demings, they're nice and clean. Marco Rubio, he thinks very highly of himself. He's got a very high opinion of himself. And he is very well connected in the state of Florida. And he's pulling out all the stops, you guys, in order to hold his seat. He's really doing everything he can. And I do feel that the people of Florida really do like and support him. So he's got a lot of people supporting him. So it looks good for him. It really does, because like I said, I just feel like he's got a lot of support there. Val Demings has a lot of really good values. She's a very good, honest woman, straight shooter, but she is learning that a lot of the people there in Florida don't hold the same values as she does, unfortunately. That is unfortunate. And also, I feel like it's a money issue. I don't think that she has as much money to spend as Marco Rubio. I think he's outspending her. And I think that is, you know, changing the balance of things. So money's slightly tighter for her. It's a little tighter for her than him. So I think he's outspending her in ads and stuff. That's what I'm getting, money, money. So they're spending a lot of money, and it's looking better for Marco Rubio, I think, because of those reasons. Unfortunately, I really like Val Demings. I would love for her to be the senator. I wish she would win. But I feel like Marco Rubio is kind of doing a little bit better right now, unfortunately. I hate to say that. Okay, let's take a look at Pennsylvania, John Fetterman and Dr. Oz. John Fetterman, this is what I'm getting with him, is that he is an old soul. And that's why he doesn't feel the need to impress anybody with, in a materialistic way, I guess you'd say. He doesn't have to have be all dressed up. He doesn't have to go to fancy dinners and fancy clothes or have fancy speeches. He doesn't feel like that's necessary. He's very down to earth, and he just says it like it is. And this is what they're showing me. This is funny, and it's a very good analogy. Spirit is showing me that he is as steady as the seasons. You can always count on the seasons. So after summer comes fall, fall comes winter. You can count on it. Count on it. And you can count on Fetterman. Okay? He's confident, but he's not a cocky man, His strategy is just to watch his opponent. That's what I'm getting. I'm just going to watch him. I'm just going to watch Dr. Oz make a fool of himself. I don't have to do anything. You know what I mean? He's just letting Dr. Oz stepping in his own poo-poo. That's his strategy. That's working. It's working for him, I think. Dr. Oz, this is what I'm being shown. Dr. Oz has literally taken a beating. He's taken a beating. I don't know, he's suffering. I don't even know why he did this. They keep patching him up. I'm showing like a bandage all over his face and then putting him back out there. He's all damaged and beat up, but then they're like, okay, don't matter what happened, go back out there. You know what I mean? They keep putting him all back together, patching him all up, and then putting him out there. He's on a high horse. That's what I'm seeing. And I guess that means he's full of himself. That's what I would take that to mean. He'll go to great depths to fulfill his dreams and desires. He is power driven. Think about it. He's a doctor. You know what it takes to become a doctor? And then not only that, he's a TV host. And all that he's garnered in his life and all that he's done, it's not enough. It's not enough. He is so power hungry. He's so driven. And on the other hand, John Fetterman has Pennsylvania's future, the economic future, safety, and, the people at his heart. That's his heart. You know what I mean? He knows the challenges that lay ahead, and he has plans, to maximize opportunities for the people of Pennsylvania. You know, he really wants Pennsylvania to grow and be productive. The stroke that John Fetterman suffered was really devastating. It came at a horrible time, and it also came at the best time. That's what I'm being shown. That's what I'm being told. And this is weird because this is what I'm getting. The best way to recover from a stroke is to start your therapy, get your therapy going. It's about repetition, and getting it done early, and just going after it. And because it was in the middle of this campaign, he had to do it. He had to just jump into therapy. He had to get it done. He had no time to waste. And actually, that worked out very good for his health. So it was the worst and the best time to have a stroke. It really motivated him to progress, and he has. He really has. He's made great progress, and he's continuing to excel cognitively. So this is just showing us all that, in times of great darkness, there is always light. There's always light, and there's a reason for everything that happens. And he is, I guarantee you, he's 100% ready to lead Pennsylvania, okay? And be the senator. He's got all the skills. He's got everything that's needed to be a super, senator, really. So that looks really, really good for John Fetterman, I think. Now, Dr. Oz, I think he personally feels that it's not going his way. He knows it. He feels it. He can see the writing on the wall. He knows what direction this is headed in. Now, of course, he's not going to convey that to anybody. He's not going to say that to anybody, but he knows. In his heart of hearts, he knows, okay? And I'm going to say this first. Entertainment purposes only, because anything that I say should, be taken with a grain of salt. Dr. Oz is a sneaky guy, and he'll do anything to win because he's very power hungry. And he's listening to the GOP. He's following their agenda. He's following their advice. He's listening to them. And, a lot of the candidates in the GOP, what they're doing is working, unfortunately, in Republican states. They're already Republicans and they don't care. In the very red states, it's working. But it may not be working so well here in Pennsylvania. So I'm hoping that the good people of Pennsylvania won't be fooled by this puppet, I feel like it's going to be very close, but I do feel like Fetterman is going to do better, I feel like Fetterman will probably be the one that is elected. That's what I'm getting, okay? All right. Let's go to Georgia race. Now there's Raphael, Warnock, and Herschel Walker. Everybody knows Herschel Walker. My daughter had a dog named Hershey, and we used to call that dog Herschel Walker because Herschel Walker's a household name. Y'all know that. So Raphael Warnock, he's a wonderful man. Number one, This is what I'm getting, exactly how I'm getting it. Number one, women like him. So he's got that going for him. I think women probably like Herschel Walker too. Obviously, some do, but he's been known to be a womanizer, so I don't know how people really feel about him. I know he's a handsome man. He's very handsome, but women really like Warnock. They really do. There's a beauty within him. That's what I'm being shown. There's a beauty within him that is tangible, that people can feel and see. You know what I mean? It's his energy. It looks like a bed of flowers. He's got this beautiful energy about him, and people love it. They really do. I'm seeing Warnock like submerged underwater, but he's swimming up to the surface. He's going up, and he's about to emerge. I'm not seeing him breaking the surface, but he's right at the point where he's about to emerge from the water. He's very secure. He's a very secure man, very steady candidate. And this is what I'm getting. I don't know why I keep getting water analogies. Uh, he's they're telling me he can carry his own water, you know? Like, and I think that means that he has his own way of serving and assisting the people of Georgia. He knows what is needed of him and how he can be of service. So he doesn't have to carry water for anybody else. Or, he knows what to do, basically. Not the agenda of others aren't important. He knows, you know, he's a beautiful soul, he really is, and he knows how to serve. So, okay. So I really like him a lot. I think he's doing a good job, but let's keep going. So Herschel Walker, he's, like I said, a household name. And that's what this is what he's running on. The GOP is running on his name because he's a household name. Pure and simple. Just because he's a household name. Just because everybody knows who he is. So, Herschel Walker, check that off. Wow. It doesn't matter what kind of candidate he is. It's just that everybody recognizes his name. And he is in over his head. Honestly, he's in over his head, and it's getting heavy. It's getting really heavy. Okay, this is just what I'm seeing. He's being lavished, put on a pedestal, being petted and told, given so much attention to. And when I'm seeing this, I'm seeing white hands, like it's a white men are putting him up on a pedestal. You know what I mean? And giving him a lot of attention. But they're using him. They're using him for name recognition. Now, I don't know if this is something that something else that's gonna come out about Herschel Walker, or something he's gonna do. So maybe it's something else that's gonna come out for entertainment purposes only. Okay. This is something with drinking. I'm seeing him drinking. There's something coming out about his drinking, and something about, I feel like it's like animal abuse, some kind of animal, something to do with an animal abuse. So this may be past behavior, maybe something that he did, but it's something else that's going to come out. Nonetheless, it's just more negativity, bad behavior from Herschel Walker, and we're going to hear about it. We really are. All right. Warnock's feeling pretty good about his campaign. He's feeling pretty about his odds. I guess that's what it is. He's feeling good. He's feeling good about the odds. He's feeling right now because all this negativity has come out about Herschel Walker. So in light of all the skeletons and Herschel Walker's closet coming out, it's got Warnock feeling a little bit like, hey, that's good for me. Of course, he he was worried about Herschel Walker gaining on him. That Herschel Walker had some momentum going, and he was, really worried about um, that he was getting ahead of him. But all these news stories is kind of evening out the score a little bit. So Herschel Walker paying for an abortion, has 4 children that, he's neglected, never parented. And then his son, Christian Walker, calling him out for all his lies, saying, he's not a family man. He has no family values. He didn't have anything to do with any of his children growing up. So this is making Warnock, of course, feel more confident. And Warnock has a very positive vision for Georgia, and he's a great senator. And, he wants to continue to do good things for Georgia. So I'm leaning a little more towards Warnock, and that's just from this reading, not just because I would want him to keep his seat. Herschel Walker's just doing and saying what he's been told. That's what I'm getting. And he's lying because he's been told to lie. It worked for Trump. Lie, 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 And they're trying to train Herschel Walker into at least appearing to be an outstanding candidate. So he's in training. That may be because he has a debate coming up. So this may be training for the debate. But I see them training him, teaching him how to answer the questions and how to stay focused, and I guess not to get overly nervous. That must be a really tough job. So if he can just articulate a sentence, during the debate, and just keep it a little bit together, not look like a huge fool. If he can just not look like, so they're training him not to look like a fool. They're training him to articulate a sentence, to be able to answer, and just to demonstrate to the public that, he's a confident person that could handle the job. I can't even believe I'm saying this, but I'm just telling you what I'm hearing. Also, he's going to try to show that he has a happy, loving family. So he's going to portray himself as a family man, even though we know that that's different. But he is really going to put it out there. We're going to see some, I'm sure in Georgia they're seeing it already, that he's really has a loving, happy family. And you know what? It might work. It might work. Because you remember, you guys, when Trump was running for president, Tiffany Trump was all of a sudden on the scene, even though she'd never been with the family before. She's never been around or nothing. And all of a sudden, here she comes from California to New York, and she's out there with them everywhere, going. Every time they made an appearance, Tiffany Trump was there too. She didn't look real happy. And, but money will make people do strange things. I'll tell you that. So, that's your bread and butter. Your daddy that has all the money and the power says, get your ass to New York. I guess you do it. Money talks, right? So I think that's what's you may see that happen with some of Herschel Walker's family. You may see some, some of his kids come out for the money, for the money. I don't think Christian Walker could be bought for any price. I don't think so. Isn't he cute? Have y'all seen him? He's such a cutie. But he's a Republican. I don't know what the hell's wrong with that little cutie. But anyway, at least he told the truth, but he's a conservative. I don't know. How do you become a... He is, I believe he's gay. I don't know how, I guess there are conservative gay people, but how could you support the GOP and be a gay person? Christian, how do you do that? I don't know. I don't know how you do that, but they're gonna try to take away all your rights, and when you don't have any more rights, you might change your affiliation. So I don't know. He's very young, so he could still, learn some lessons. All right, you guys. So it's already 36 minutes. I have other people that I'm going to take a look at in the Senate. I wanted to look at Nevada, Ohio, Wisconsin. Yeah. So I'll do that tomorrow. Okay. I'll do another little reading on them tomorrow and see how it's going. Okay, guys. So it's a really close, Senate race for all these people. It's very close. I don't know. I hope Warnock can keep his seat. I hope the good people of Georgia will make that possible. I think women can change everything, because that's what I'm feeling with Warnock. The first thing that came up was women. Number one, women like him. So that is a good sign to me. Now, I know a lot of people like Herschel Walker, but there's so much stuff coming out about him. So we'll have to see what happens. But just from talking to Spirit, I feel like I'm leaning towards Warnock. Although Herschel Walker has a good chance. So we'll see. We'll see how it comes out. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening and tuning in. I hope it's been, interesting. And I appreciate it. Love you guys so much. If you enjoy my videos, please hit the like button. And that helps it get out to other people, and subscribe and share it with other people. And I think that's about it. All right. I will talk to you again tomorrow. Y'all have a wonderful day. Hope y'all had a nice weekend. It was a really long weekend. What did y'all do? Anybody have any fun this weekend? So it's really long. Oh, my grandsons are coming home tonight. They've been out of town. Remember, I told you they went to Salem, Massachusetts. So they're coming home tonight. The break is over, but my husband's cooking. So he makes enough food. He tells me, you always cook too much, but he cooks a lot too. He's making Iranian food, and we'll have it all day tomorrow for sure. They're coming home at like 12:30 tonight, and then they got to go to school. So they're going to be going to school on very little sleep. Hopefully they slept on the plane a little bit. But they've sent us all kinds of pictures. They had a lot of fun. There's a lot of festivities going on in Salem because of being Halloween time. They took pictures with Frankenstein and a bloody clown, all kinds of weird. They went to museums in Boston. They've had a great time, so I'm glad they were able to do that. So they'll be back tomorrow. And you guys, I've been really, really busy doing lots of readings, but I can always fit another one in. So if you need to get a reading, if you'd like to get a reading with me, if you need a chakra balancing, if you just want a healing, you want to be part of a healing session, let me know. I'm going to leave my email down below. Just contact me for any of those things, and we'll get together and work it out. I can usually have a reading out within 24 hours, okay? And I'm happy to do that. I've been really busy doing readings, but I always have time for somebody else, I promise you. I'll make time for you, okay? Love you guys so much. Do something kind for somebody. It'll always come back to you. Bye for now. Y'all take care.